It's a bright, crisp morning as I begin to enjoy the salubrious delights of Bristol Airport, nestled in the hills at Lulsgate Bottom, ready for a KLM flight to Amsterdam in business class. Now, KLM use the Aspire Lounge, a smallish pay-in lounge with comfy seats, a free bar and hot food. I spent a little time here in the quiet area around the corner from the main lounge, which was much better than the snow and cold on the runway or outside the terminal. As a business class customer on KLM, I also had access to the Aspire Plus Lounge. It's just a little bit of a step up, but much smaller. However, there's a staffed cocktail bar, which dominates the main area of the lounge. The salad bar was good too, several choices of ham and cheese. Plenty of seats, and far fewer customers paying the premium to enter this lounge. It went well with a draft beer, although you had to ask at the bar for this, and then several bottles of wine were available, along with bottles of spirits, all of which is free pour, at no extra charge. There were some lovely desserts as well, including cheesecake and some desserts in bowls. Hot scones too, with strawberry jam, and the hot food today was lamb casserole. There was some Indian curry as well on the side. Indeed, there was top-notch pre-flight dining, much better than I found at other regional airports. Soon, it was time to board. Alas, at Bristol, that meant venturing out into the cold and walking up the steps to the aircraft. Here's a cabin of the new Embraer 190. It's got the new leather-look KLM interior, which was comfortable. Legroom a bit tight, but that's to be expected on a small regional jet. However, I was easily able to fit in the front row seat, so I didn't have too much trouble with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelts are going to switch off in a few minutes.
And here we go, taking off over Somerset, routing over Frome, Salisbury, Winchester and Canterbury before going over the coast and heading into Amsterdam. KLM themselves operate 4 times a day in what in summer can be a very busy route, with many passengers connecting to long-haul services and avoiding the trek up to Heathrow. I was the only passenger in business class. The crew indeed seemed surprised to have a customer. They handed out water bottles and asked if I'd like to see both the menu and the wine list. The one meal came in a simple box, just like a Japanese bento box. Today it was a turn of cold tuna salad with rocket, 2 hot rolls, olives and a mango tartlet. The salt and pepper pots were in the shape of Dutch clogs, which was a nice touch. It was surprisingly good, with lots of flavour and larger than I would expect for such a short flight. KLM were clearly not stinting on the food on their Cityhopper services. The wine cellar on board was vast and extensive, with 9 wines to try. Talk about cabin pressure, although that might be a little too many wines to sample on a short 40-minute flight. Of course, I had to try the sparkling wine. I found it was excellent. The menu and wine list comes in a single piece of card, with a meal on one side and 3 wine options on the other. To my surprise, there's just 1 copy of the menu on board, and the crew ask if they can have it back afterwards. Over the canals of Amsterdam, and look at all that flooding, probably caused by people taking too many frivolous flights. There was of course no in-flight entertainment, but a nice mix of reading material in the seat pocket, chance for just 1 more bottle of wine before we circled a bit and then came into a dull and grey Amsterdam. Then landing was pretty swift. Then there was an amazingly long taxi, which took nearly as long as the flight and went all the way around the sites at Schiphol Airport, such as redundant 747s laid up around the apron. We parked on a remote stand with all the other KLM Embraer 190s, a couple of 175s and a few other Fokkers. Again, deplaning was via the steps to the aircraft and a long bus trip to the airport. So is KLM Cityhopper worth it in business class? Well, if I was paying the whole cost of a one-way flight, no, not for a free cold lunch and a litre of wine. However, to save the trip up to Heathrow before connecting to a long-haul flight, or as part of a quick jolly jaunt around Europe, it may well be.